Still a bit early. I guess not everybody has joined in. Yeah, so when we test stream, we were 5 people. I was really shocked by that. So I was very nervous, and I've been very nervous, and I've been very much looking forward to this live stream also. You know, people ask me sometimes, why do you want to live stream? And for me, it's about, you know, it just feels so one-sided. I make my videos and I upload them, and we have conversations through comments. You guys comment and I write back, and it's nice. I'm not complaining, but so I'm using my iPhone 7 to record this, and it's not the most amazing image quality in the world, but considering that this is like a portable device, I think it's kind of cool actually. Last time we did this test stream, there was a lot of light coming through the window, and I couldn't do any adjustments. There's just enough that there's just one bright spot in the room, like in the, camera angle, and I'm sunk, I can't do anything. But there are better cameras, obviously. But today we're actually very lucky because it's not sunny outside. So it's lucky and unlucky at the same time. Uh, it's uh, it's actually been kind of foggy today. I don't really know why. I mean, it's April. It should be foggy as far as I'm concerned. So I had a few topics. There's actually not many viewers watching right now, just one. It would be very interesting to me, like, I mean, I don't have any expectations that, people would show up for my live stream. I hope that one day it will be more of a thing, like every Sunday at the same time I will be live streaming and people will be able to join the live stream and, ask questions and stuff. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. But I mean, the channel is very small at the moment, so there's really no telling how well these live streams go, and especially considering Sunday, people are probably tired, they're looking forward to go to work. Yeah, okay, probably nobody's actually looking forward to work, but it's kind of cool though anyway that that this option exists, and since I'm already doing these long, extremely long Coffee with Vinny episodes, I figure, I might as well do them live, and if people have questions, then I can reply. And, you can ask me about anything, about my camera, about my iPad. I get a lot of views on my iPad Mini 4 videos lately. I think I think I. It's interesting how you sometimes you will record videos on YouTube, and it's interesting to see which one pop, which one turn out to be, well, maybe not viral but popular, get lots of views. And my iPad Mini videos are very popular for some strange reason. I have theories on this. Like, I think it's because iPad Mini 4 is a very old device, but a lot of people are very interested in it, and they have doubts, should they get it? Like, is it worth it? Is it any good? And that's why, I make a lot of videos, because it's a way for me to reach out, because it's not what I want to focus on the most, tech videos. I mean, I don't mind doing them. I love tech, it. But for me, I like more these philosophical things, life philosophy, or minimalism is also very interesting to me. But the iPad Mini 4, that's definitely an area that a lot of people seem to be interested at the moment. And right now, VinGin is providing. So, but the good thing about me and my channel is that I publish so much content that it doesn't matter if you're into iPads or not. Maybe you're like Android, or maybe you just don't like tech at all. Maybe you're here just for my view on life, on careers, on philosophy, and maybe you're just interested in that. Well, that's okay, because I publish about 2 videos per day. On the weekends I do more. And with this live stream, my hope was that you could ask me questions, request stuff, what you want me to do videos on more. And I also do have a podcast. You can see in the background I have lots of like information on the screen here that goes by. And so if you have like Twitter or Instagram, it would be cool if you could like you know meet me there. We can be friends on Instagram and Twitter. And I really wanted to tell you guys about my podcast. It's basically right now, I just started it for like a month ago. Um, it's basically, I'm just ripping off the audio from this video and it's going to be on the podcast. So, for instance, this video will also turn out to be a podcast. The good news is that sometimes I have the option. For instance, this live stream, I cannot edit the audio quality on this video, but I can take the video file from this video and I can improve the audio quality and turn it into a real good podcast. Um, I have ideas for my podcast. Like, I'm just waiting for it to grow a little bit more. Then I will have like exclusive podcast episodes. And I do have exclusive video. Not everything that I upload here is on my podcast. Some material is just not good. Like when I'm showing you something, it would be weird to do an unboxing podcast, you know? Oh, if you're wondering about this, it was a nasty accident. I made some dinner before this live stream and I accidentally cut myself from a can, actually. It was a can of mini corn. Yeah, I'm really into mini. Mac mini, iPad mini, and corn mini. I guess that's just my thing. Maybe Sunday isn't really a good time to do these podcasts. Maybe I should do these more like in the middle of the week or something on Wednesdays. Problem for me is, I work Monday to Friday, and I gotta be honest, like when I get home from work, I'm dead tired. I don't mean physically. It's it's mentally. I'm sitting there at the office and I'm just um, doing all sorts of boring office stuff, and it takes a lot of energy. And I don't know, when it comes to work, I really do enjoy the idea that I make a living. I earn money and I sort of put food on the table. Well, my wife also works, and so I suppose we both earn and we both put food on the table. But for me, it's sort of been, I don't know, these last 2 days. What's up, Robin? Thanks for showing up. You're late. RobinViking from RobinViking is here. No, it's just, you work a lot, and I've been thinking a lot about something that Casey Neistat said recently about time. I think it was his latest video, actually. He mentioned that time is like our most important commodity. We cannot buy more time. We cannot get time back. We don't know how much time we have, and yet we spend it like we have an abundance of time. So it's weird. We should, in theory, do more with our time. But how do we do that? Because we have to work for a living, right? So I don't know. I'm trying to make like the switch, from this daily job, going over to this digital entrepreneurship. I don't know if you can call it like that. I just think that there are so many options today, working online, creating content on YouTube. I'm almost getting my AdSense on. It's going to be a start. Like, it's just one passive income. I have Patreon on. So, I'm not going to think in the terms like I'm going to make some one viral video and everything is just going to be downhills from there. It's more like I'm thinking of this like a 5-year plan, actually. Yeah, 5 years. That's ooh, I'll be like 40. Yeah. No, and again, it's not about me. I've said this so many times, but I just feel I have to repeat it. Like, because sometimes when I talk to enthusiastically about, um, earning a living on YouTube and stuff, people assume, I think you assume that I'm trying to make it big and, become rich. I don't want that. I just want to make a living. That's it. Well, we have 3 viewers at the moment. I know one of them. Again, I'm just reminding you that there is a chat window. You can write there. You can ask me questions, anything. Now, I think a lot about time and, how I want to spend my time. And, I don't want to say this, but I just feel like when I'm at work, I'm just wasting life. And I'm just so afraid that when I turn like 65 and I get to leave work for the last time, I'll just feel like I've wasted the better part of my life just working in an office. You know, if it's, I have very ambivalent feelings about the matter because on the one hand, again, it pays the bills, it puts food on the table. But on the other hand, it's, I just think I could use my time a lot better. Thanks, Robin. Aspiring to people. Yeah. Grinding every day. You know it. So, where was I? Oh yeah, time. I think time it's on my mind lately a lot. And I've been really hustling and grinding on social media a lot lately. And it's fun. I gotta admit that. Like, it's fun. Uh, I have trouble figuring out Instagram and Twitter sometimes because it feels like a lot of people are just they're more into showing stuff instead of watching stuff. But I've really started to appreciate Twitter a lot lately. I'm very grateful for that because Twitter has been taking a lot of heat lately for being too broad and it's too much noise and there is no good flow of information. I could say that about all social platforms, like seriously all. Seriously, Robin? Play American football. Are you insane? Like, no. Nobody wants that. See? Nobody writes anything, so nobody wants to. I just, I don't know. I just think that, if you're gonna use your time, you should use it doing something you love. And this sounds obvious, but the problem is, it's not easy. It's not easy, and but nothing in life is easy. Seriously, like what in life is easy? You have, let's say you want to paint, like good luck making a living on that. Like it feels like all the great artists, they had to like hustle and live poor, and when they died, nobody knew who they were. At least most of them, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's hard, and that's life. Anything we want to accomplish. But I've learned from Gary Vee that you have to sort of, you can't think like it's going to be easy. You're just going to do something, this one thing, and your life is just going to turn around. It doesn't work that way. You have to work for it. and I'm working at it. And that's why I'm making this like 5-year plan where I'm gonna like, write ebooks, and I'm gonna get my AdSense on. Like, this channel is actually, believe it or not, growing. We have 4 viewers now. Millie, who's not a lady, welcome. We have someone from the UK, we have someone from Sweden, and we have Aaron Wood. That's nice. I'm gonna guess from your requests for me to play American football that you're from the US. Yeah, American. We don't play American football here in Europe. We have more like rugby. So no, what's this football thing? I'm not. No, no, I don't want to play American football. Are you crazy? I would get crushed. I'm tiny. Oh yeah, right. Robin is a professional American football player, and he's on his way to a game right now, actually. If you didn't know it, in Sweden you can actually practice American football, so that's kind of cool. Robin, you have to invite me to one of your games. I can like maybe film a bit. So we have 5 viewers at the moment, but Robin will be leaving. Oh, 6 viewers now. That's nice. That's nice. Well, Robin, I appreciate you stopping by. It means a lot that you show your support. Aaron replies that it's good for brain damage. Well, well, well. And Carlos from Paris. I'm sorry, it's an inside joke for those of you who don't know. Carola from Paris, in Paris, is here. She made a video recently how people pronounce her name in different ways in Germany and in France. I bet you don't know how we pronounce it here in Sweden. So I'm gonna do it for you. This is for you, Carlos. Sorry. In Sweden, we basically just say Carola. Yeah, Carola. How do you like that? Does that sound good? No, it's interesting with names. For instance, my real name, Thomas, it can be pronounced so many different ways. Like in Sweden, it's like Thomas. In America, I guess it's like Thomas. In Poland, it's like ridiculous. It's like Tomasz. Like, names get pronunciations in different countries, and it's insane when you think how much they can differentiate in different countries. I think that's insane. Just want to remind you guys that if you have questions about anything, whether it's the iPad Mini 4 or anything, just ask away. I mentioned this before. We're lucky because the weather it's a bit foggy here today. Last time when I was testing to do this live stream, there was like this bright spot behind me, and I can't adjust on my iPhone 7. I was thinking that if this live streaming goes well and I do a couple of more of these, I can invest in like a really good webcam, I guess. Then I know you can actually adjust things like that, exposure and such. This is coffee, by the way, in case anybody's wondering. And I didn't know how long I would be doing this stream, but my top off. You want me to take off my shirt? Is that it? I know. You mean the hat. You mean, of course, the hat. I told you guys, like, you have, if you want to see my hair, you can just watch my short films. You know, there's no big secret up here. Like, you know what this hat is all about? You want me to tell you? I'm like Batman. Seriously, like this is like my superhero costume. Except I don't have any superhero powers or anything like that. Millie wants to know how I light up my monitors. Well, actually, I use LED strips. Um, they are not that fancy. I would like to show you, Millie. I'll do it. I'll promise you this. I'll make a video about it someday, and I'll show you. I don't want to unhook anything here because I'm just nervous that I'll accidentally, you know, touch the stop the live stream button, and I'm just worried to, you know, mess with the equipment. But basically, I have LED strips that go around here, and I got this remote control, and I can change the colors. So if you want purple, teal, or I can do sort of a rainbow color-ish, and I can do it. I also have like a LED strip on the table. I made it myself. Like, I've only had it for like 2 years, and I gotta say, like, I know to some people all of this LED is too much. I get that, but I gotta tell you guys, like, for me personally, when I get into this room, my studio, and I turn on my LED strips, I just feel more happy, more cheerful. There's colors, there's living, there's something going on here. I feel more alive. I can't explain better. Like, I'm never, I'm never depressed when I'm sitting here. Yeah, because of the LED strips. They work. Green. So it's you can get these in all sorts of brands. There is no, I don't have any like smart home appliances except for our robot vacuum machine, which is downstairs. I think we have it on time to. I'll show it someday. I actually made a really good video on it once. Oh, Robin is going. Robin, I thought you already left. But it's, again, thank you for showing up and show support. It means a lot to me, really. Yeah, RobinViking, he's one of my closest friends here in Sweden. He has a channel of his own. I'm gonna put a link in the description if you want to check it out. I'm gonna put it in after the live stream. He's, you know, he doesn't make too many videos though. He's one of those guys who just, he's really good at what he does. He has difficulty to produce. But I have big hopes this year. Like, I think we're really gonna make some videos together. And he's in a lot of the short movies that I've done. So he's sort of part of the crew, if you can think of it as a crew thing. If you can think of that. Hey, GoAnimations is here. Question, why do I use emojis in all of my video titles? That's a good question. It's a good question, but I'm not sure if I have a good reply to it. Honestly, I think I wanted to give my titles a unique look. See, everything on YouTube is about standing out, you know, standing out of the crowd. And I've noticed that the big YouTubers, they have these clickbait thumbnails, clickbait titles. Everybody is trying to, like, you know, stand out from the crowd. For instance, if I write an iPhone 7 review, like, Do you know how many videos there are on YouTube that are called iPhone 7 review? Like you have to do some oomph to it, you know, you have to put something else to it. And I just figured, you know, I'm gonna try to have these emojis, and I kind of I think it looks nice. I don't know. You think it? You don't like it? You think it looks childish? Perhaps, maybe. I don't know. Good coffee today. Good coffee. It's cool. Thank you. Thank you. Um, Obviously, there's going to be an emoji in the title of this video. And I think it makes me stand out because most people don't use emojis that often. And I use them, I don't know if you noticed, like in my comments, I also put that green heart when I comment back. It's also a way for people to know, like, ah, yes, it's actually Vinny who did it. It's kind of my thing. We'll see how long I'll keep doing that, but I kind of like doing it. I don't know why. Carlos is asking, I'm sorry, I'm teasing you. I'm teasing you again. Carola in Paris. Uh, this is Sweden, so I'm going to call you like we call Carolas here in Sweden. I'm very happy with the growth of the channel, and today, the last 28 days, I've had 30,000 views on my channel, which is exactly where I was at on the previous channel that got deleted. So, good job, Vinny. It's going really good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And as you noticed, I've been uploading an insane amount of videos because this year my goal is to reach 1,000 videos. And I have a friend, when I told him about this, that my goal is to publish 1,000 videos, he asked me with respect, like, Vinny, why don't you focus on making quality instead of quantity? It's a fair question. I wasn't upset when he said that. Like, I knew what he was getting at. He's seen some of my earlier videos. He knows that I can like become a perfectionist when it comes to editing. And I have done a few videos in my days where I've edited a lot. And now it's mostly that I just film myself and basically upload. I just put in the intro, the outro, and some background music, and call it a day basically. And it helps me to create more content instead of focusing on a few videos. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with editing videos. I just think that the content is what matters. What I talk about, that's the most important part. And I want to focus as much as I can on the content part. And the reason why I've picked such a round number, 1,000 videos, is because I'm telling you, like, practice makes perfect. Like, I can guarantee it that the last 100 videos that I make are gonna be my most popular videos, because I'm like watching on these statistics, and I'm just, you know, I'm reading into every statistic. I'm really analyzing the results of my videos, like what is working, what isn't working, and I am growing, I am improving. Like, I've grown in the last 2 months as much as I did through a whole year on my previous channel. That says something. So this is my strategy. I'm making 1,000 videos. It's gonna happen. Millie wants to know if I might review the GoPro 6. Actually, there is a video that I've put on schedule, or schedule, if you'd like to say it like that. That will be released next week, actually. And it's going to be about the GoPro Hero 6. I haven't tested it. I just wanted to share my thoughts on it. Spoiler alert, it's not positive. It's mostly negative. I think in short, I think that the GoPro Hero 6 Uh, it's the best GoPro and it's the best action camera, but it's way too expensive still. And I think GoPro needs to step down from the pedestal. I have a video that's coming up on it, so you'll see. But it's not going to be a positive one. Again, I'm not saying that the GoPro Hero 6 is a bad camera. I'm just saying that something is off here. Like there are other cameras that can shoot in 4K 60 FPS. But I'll get into that in the video. Prescription on my glasses. I don't know. I've been wearing glasses for 2 years, and my strength isn't. I don't really have issues with strength. You know, it's not like I'm short-sighted or far-sighted, nearsighted. I don't have that issue. My issue is astigmatism. So basically, you know, when you do the test, you know, when you have to like read the numbers and the letters, I can read them all, but they're blurry as hell. So, um, so it's, eh. But no, it's not, I'm not. My eyesight is basically I can see everything, like I can read everything from distances. It's just blurry. And now it's like HD quality. You know, I gotta tell you, like when I put on my glasses for the first time, I could see so many pictures that were out of focus. So many pictures that I had taken for the last years that I had no idea were out of focus. I think that's funny. How tall are you? Um, Funny story. When I was 18, I was 181 centimeters. But 3 years ago, when I had to get a new passport, they had to test my height again, and I was 179. Where those 2 centimeters went, I have like no idea. But yeah, around 179, 181 centimeters. That's why I wear the hat, you know, so I can become taller, you know. Um, yeah, yeah, it could be a margin of error. GoAnimations. Quick question. I'm curious to know what country are you from? And that goes for Blankston. I would love to know what country you're from. The U.S. GoAnimations. U.S. Awesome. What part of the U.S.? Sorry, I'm just sniveling a lot because my allergies have kicked in, and I'm usually trying to avoid to have the window open, but now I have a fan on and my window is half bit open because it gets hot in here, especially when I'm streaming and everything. So, Northeast. All right. All right. Guys, I have a question for you guys. Like I would really like to know what kind of videos you'd like me to make in the future, because as you know, I make a lot of videos about all sorts of things. You know, I have my tech videos where I bash on iPhones and GoPros and whatnot, and I have my life philosophy thing. Do you want me to be more personal? Like, it's difficult to me because I can imagine that a lot of you people like subscribe because you were interested in one topic that I did through the video that you started to watch. Like, do you sort of like watching everything? Do you like skip parts? Like, let me know. It would be really helpful for me. And I'm wondering if Oliver will show up. Oliver Prescott promised he would show up. Tech. Yeah, I like making tech videos. Has anyone tested my podcast lately? You know I have a podcast, right? My podcast is growing, and I wanted to tell you guys about why I started podcast. I've never been a big fan of podcasts, but then I started to listen, and I discovered something very interesting about podcasts in general. Podcasts are awesome because you can digest content while you're driving, while you're working. You can basically digest stuff. I mean, I'm not talking like food. Like you can listen and take in information, but you can do other stuff at the same time, you know. When it comes to video, you really can't really, you always have to watch something, you know. So it's so nice for me, like when I'm on a train or the bus, or when I'm like really tired, it feels so good to be able to just be able to close my eyes and still listen. I just love that. If you haven't tried podcast listening, it's just wonderful. It's my recommendation. Yeah, GoPro channel. Millie, I want to do more GoPro videos. I have I'm planning to make a video, a long video, where when we were in Tenerife last year. It was on my previous channel, but the channel got deleted. But I have the raw footage, so it's gonna be like a long video where we're traveling around in Tenerife, and I used my GoPro Hero 3 on it. The GoPro Hero 3 is pretty solid camera. You can take excellent photos and videos if you just know how to use it. Yeah, the shed. Yeah, Carola reminds me of the shed. I also don't remember what the shed was about, but I made a video where I was in the shed, and I'm gonna make a video about that also. Um, I want to film more in my shed because there is a cool atmosphere in there, so I'm gonna do that. I can actually see it from my window. You guys want to see my shed? Okay, I'm just thank you guys. I really appreciate for writing comments and everything. Like I so appreciate it. Like when I first started streaming today, there weren't too many people. I was just worried that there weren't going to be any questions. I just started to ramble on. Okay, um, MacBook Pros. You know, I'm using my MacBook like all the time, and I've been thinking about doing more videos about my MacBook because I love this MacBook. I really do. I'm just sad that Apple is just messing around and not making good stuff with the latest MacBooks. Um, but I want to do more tech videos. I mean, I love tech, all sorts of tech really. I want to do 360-degree videos and the works. Philosophical questions. Yeah, basically keep on doing what I'm doing. Okay. Okay, so the name VinGin. Well, it's VinGin field, and if you've seen some of my videos, you probably know that I have a video where I'm basically admitting that VinGin field is not my real name. So I'm gonna tell you how the name came up, and promise not to laugh. Okay. Uh, I had this idea for I make short videos, I make short films, and I have this idea for a movie. And there was a film project that I was trying to make that was called Finding Evil. Um, and then what I did was I just scrambled the letters. Finding Evil turns into Vin Jimfield. It's that simple. So it's not a good story actually when you think about it. Just I should have made up a better story, but that's the honest truth. I just scrambled the letters and poof, it came out VinGin Field. From Finding Evil to VinGin Field. Now, Finding Evil was about, because it was a story about a guy in the forest. I like to make short films about people in forest. I don't know why. I just do. There's something about it. No, actually, Millie, I'm not. I've never been that big that companies send me stuff. I purchased most of them myself. The few things that have been sent for me for free have been like cases and stuff. Nothing big, like case companies basically. That's the thing, when you're like Casey Neistat, you get smartphones. When you're in the size of Vin Gemfield, you get smartphone cases or GoPro cases. I did ask GoPro to send me stuff, so I could review them, but they had this policy where they didn't send stuff to smaller YouTubers, I guess. Maybe someday. It's really expensive. I get jealous sometimes of these tech YouTubers, who get like the latest smartphones sent to them. But at the same time, I'm sort of thinking to myself, how honest can they be? Because if they start to be like really honest about the stuff that they get all the time, companies will stop sending them stuff. That's what I think anyway. By the way, if there is a company watching, you can send me stuff. This year is tough for me to make product reviews though, because I'm on a zero shopping project. It's part of my minimalism stuff. And as I said in the beginning of this live stream, I don't want to waste money. And I've been known to waste a lot of money through, well, most of my life basically. So what I do is I made this decision that I'm not going to buy anything. I'm just going to save my money. I'm just going to go buy one thing this year, and that's going to be a new smartphone. And it's going to be the next iPhone after when it will be released in September. That's going to be the only thing I'm going to buy this year. I don't need it. My smartphone works great, but I just want a bigger screen and better battery, better and bigger. Yeah, exactly. Like if you make these, if people send you stuff to review them, I think you cannot be 100% honest, because if you are, companies will basically stop sending you stuff. So you can basically assume that all my reviews have been completely honest because I bought most of them. So yeah. Yeah, basically, um, I'm not buying stuff these days. Like, obviously we have to pay for bills and food, but I don't buy stuff. I don't buy clothes. I don't buy um, like household things that are needed for the house. Yes, what I mean, like, it's mostly stuff that I just buy for the fun of it. Toys, tech stuff, cameras, flashy clothes, flashy shoes. I did buy a pair of shoes a week ago because I really needed a pair of shoes. Like, it wasn't like I was bored and needed a pair of shoes. I bought it because I didn't have any shoes. I only had for the winter season, and now when spring has started here in Sweden, I needed a pair of shoes. Simple as that. So I got a new pair of shoes. So gotta say though, like if you'd be amazed how much money you can save by having a zero shopping project. I've saved so much money since the beginning of the year. It's crazy. Like, I don't even want to think about how much money I have basically just been throwing away. My personal phone right now, Millie, is it's the iPhone 7, the black edition. So the Big Apple version. You mean the red? No, I have a red case on. I made a video, by the way, where I put a red case on my iPhone. Uh, and the iPhone 10 with that notch, uh, it's growing on me, but I don't know. I don't know. Like if they make the iPhone X Plus with a bigger screen, 6.5 inches, maybe. But I would miss the home button. That's guaranteed. No, it's not the Plus. I regret it now. I really regret it. At the time, I was on the fence of getting the Plus version on my iPhone 7, but I ordered it, but I changed my mind like before I hit the button, the send order button, and I changed it to regular size because I felt it was too big. To be honest, I still think the iPhone 7 and 8 Plus, they are kind of too big. Like they're tablets. It's yeah, but the X Plus, it should be smaller because it's bezel-less, unless you count that ugly notch. Do you guys hang on social media? Like, what is your favorite social media apart from YouTube? Do you hang on Instagram or Twitter? Have you been to Quora? Have you tested Quora? Quora is awesome. Love Quora. I think I spend more time on Quora than I spend on Instagram and Twitter. Facebook, okay, yeah. I have a Facebook page on, well, Facebook. It's called VinGin Fields. And basically every time I upload a video here on YouTube, a link gets sent to that page. So if you subscribe to that channel, um, yeah. Also, I was thinking about uploading every episode that I upload here on Facebook, but I don't know. Just to reach out, just to get in contact with more people. Um, Facebook, yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I understand that Facebook is the biggest social media platform on the planet. Second is YouTube, and the third is Instagram. And the rest, including Twitter, they're like far below those top three. I think that's very fascinating, especially the fact that Instagram, because I haven't been able to wrap my head around Instagram at all. I've been trying, but it's not. I need to practice more on Instagram, basically. But Facebook is kind of cool. It's a good platform. It's just the problem for me is, I have a personal Facebook account there, and I have my VinGin Field account there. Because, as I mentioned before, I have this triangle. I have work, YouTube, personal. Like, I try not to mix these three because I have my reasons. I just want to keep them separated. I think I've explained this in other videos. But Facebook is cool, and I've been thinking about live streaming simultaneously through YouTube and Facebook at the same time. You can do that, but I need to grow an audience on Facebook. I have tried Facebook ads actually. You can buy ads very cheap on Facebook these days. Um, which was very, like, I spent maybe, I don't know, I think I spent like €50, $50 for having ads on Facebook for like a week, and it got to so many people. But that's one thing. Like if you have the money to spend on advertisement, I'm definitely not there yet. But I can also tell you that I'm into short films. I make a lot of short films, so I'm in basically all short film communities on Facebook. Like I'm in the Australian group, I'm in the London group, like I'm in all uh, the short film groups. And what's cool about it is like when I have a new short film released, I can like publish them in each of these. I can basically spam, but it's good spam. It's the kind of spam that's okay because that's what these groups are for. So, but I also stick around there to watch other stuff. It's also very inspiring to see what other people do. But yeah, so if you use Facebook a lot, you can actually, um, I guess you could call it subscribe on Facebook to VinGin fields, and when I have a new video, you can watch it through Facebook if you like that. Otherwise, you can keep using YouTube. Um, Checking through any messages. I don't know if you noticed that I post 2 videos per day. Um, like in Swedish time, this is the difficult part with us living in different parts of the world. Like here in Sweden, I post at 6 o'clock in the morning and 6 o'clock in the evening. So twice per day. Never realized how far north I was, huh? Yeah, yeah. But actually, I'm in the south of Sweden. So, then the south of Sweden, let me tell you, if you've never been to Sweden, like, I'm not going to do a pitch like you have to go to the south of Sweden. That's not where this story is headed. I just want to tell you, like, there is a huge difference between the south and the north. Like, I grew up in Stockholm. It's sort of in the middle, sort of. Um, and it's basically big city. Big cities are very different from smaller places. And in the south of Sweden, there are lots of small towns, basically. And I love it here. I really love it here. So I'm never going back to Stockholm. It was just too stressful. I'm not big city. I'm not really into that. Now, when I say big, I don't mean Paris big. Like I've been to Paris. That's a big town. Outdoor clips, yeah, absolutely. Like um, in the summer, it can look a lot like Astrid Lindgren books. Sure, sure. Like I do actually live very close to the sea. I guess you could say it's a sea. But I can show you my shed, by the way. There is my shed. It's nice, huh? Yeah, France is amazing. I've been to Paris twice. My favorite part of Paris was, I mean, there are so many places to pick from, but I was really more out. I was in Paris and I was sort of on. Ah, what was the name of that place? Um, you can help me, Carola. Um, Help me out with the name here. It's just so embarrassing. Uh, Maybe you can. Oh, I'm gonna have to. Paris. where that famous movie was made. What was the name of it? No, no, it's sort of, it's like, it looks like a park, and it's filled with cats, lots of cats, and they filmed that famous movie there about the girl Emily from Montmartre. There we go. I forgot the name. My main computer. Yes, I will show my main computer. I built it myself. Sorry for those of you who aren't geeks, but I'm going to show my computer now. Hope this works. This is Blue Beast, and I built this myself. This is my video editing machine, and it's technically speaking a PC, but I basically have tricked it into thinking it's a Mac. So it's a power horse of a machine. I really love it. I do a lot of video editing, and this is perfect for it. But yeah, I built this. It's I have a video if you want to check like the specs, but basically it's an i7 processor, you know, quad core. Yeah. I think if you just search for Blue Beast in my YouTube videos, you'll find it. Yeah. Yeah, it's running OS X. Like, let me show you. See? So I edit my videos on Final Cut Pro, and it works perfectly. No complaints whatsoever. I really like this background. It's a very old Mac OS background, but I really like it. And here I've been editing a video for this week. And this is a video that's going to be published in 5 days or so, where basically I'm talking about bezel-less smartphones. I did a lot of editing this weekend. What version? Good question. It's Sierra. It's not High Sierra. I could you know, change it to High Sierra, but this version just works great for me. I don't see a reason to change it. Whoa! I missed it. Oliver is there. What the hell? Hi, Oliver. Oliver Prescott, a wonderful YouTuber who's completely sold out. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Internal jokes. No, he hasn't sold out. No, the editing software, I bought the editing software, the Final Cut Pro. Yeah, Oliver is only in it for the money, so kidding, kidding. You know, Oliver and Carola, when you guys start the live stream, I'm really looking forward to it. I think you have to have 1,000 subscribers to live stream. Not sure. You can confirm it. I think it's 1,000 subscribers. It's so much fun. Like, you have to try it. That's just for Super Chat. Yeah, but you know, you can't have Super Chat unless you have AdSense. So I guess Carlos in Paris will not be live streaming. I'm teasing. I'm teasing. Yeah, now we have like on YouTube. I like it that YouTube is sort of exploring the possibilities to communicate. Like I hear they're working on a version of basically there's going to be an implemented chat, so you can chat like through Hangouts or Facebook Messenger with other YouTubers. I think that's going to be really cool when it happens. Oliver, what time is it over there where you're at? Curious to know. Because it's like 7 o'clock in the evening here. 10 in the morning. Okay, okay. And it's Sunday, right? Oh, Carola, Power Director. I used that a lot in the past. Uh, when I was using a PC, I used Power Director. It's. Have you tested to use Adobe Premiere? I want to do tutorials, at least in Final Cut Pro. I can't do Adobe Premiere. I've said this before, like, if you're gonna do video editing, like my semi-professional opinion is you should use Adobe Premiere. Like, hands down, Premiere Pro is the way to go. But I prefer Final Cut Pro. Yeah, and I also don't. I don't like to subscribe. I don't like subscribe fees on software. I just prefer to pay once and then it's mine. And Final Cut Pro is actually like that. So unless you're a student, you can get it for free if you're a student. I remember when my wife was a student, we could use all kinds of software because it was free for all the students at her university. It was so cool. It's too bad she's not a student anymore. Final Cut Pro is on Mac. Do you have a Mac? That's like the only reason why I built a Hackintosh. Like, seriously, this computer, like, it's only for Final Cut Pro. That's how much I enjoy that software. It's that good. Yeah, Final Cut Pro will not work. But again, Adobe Premiere, yeah, but that subscription fee, it's really annoying. It's really annoying. But there are lots of good versions. But I remember Power Director. Power Director was pretty good for quick, easy editing. It was really good. You know, there's just one thing that I did not like about it, why I stopped using it. It was there was no real color grading tools, no color correction or anything like that. But perhaps they fixed that since, I mean, I tested it like 5 years ago. So maybe they've changed it. Can you like color grade? What's top of the list component for a PC in editing? That depends a lot on software. How do I answer this? So I use Final Cut Pro, um, and it is a very unique combination of GPU, CPU, and RAM actually. Like I have 32 gigabytes of RAM on this computer, and it actually helps a lot when you're video editing. The cores, they do a lot when you're exporting, but I've done these tests where I've edited on my Mac Mini. You've seen the review of the Mac Mini, and I've edited on my MacBook using Final Cut Pro, like importing, editing, and exporting a 10-minute 4K file. And the result was obviously that the Blue Beast, this is Blue Beast by the way, you know, it's called Blue Beast. It won hands down, definitely. But it turns out that Final Cut Pro is such an awesome software that I can seriously, like if I had to do all my editing on my MacBook, I would maybe lose 5 minutes of exporting time. That's it per video. It's not that much. I mean, if you edit a lot like I do, then you could use something like this. But other than that, no, I don't. I don't think it's the CPU or the quad core. Like my Mac Mini, I've edited two um, 2 hour movies. I used to, like before I made short movies, I used to make long movies, 2 hour movies. They were so bad. Oh gosh. So bad. Like you have no idea how bad. I've made these like, uh, oh goodness. Me and RobinViking and Marcus, we did this really terrible movie about soldiers, and uh, I've been thinking about re-editing it and trim it down to a short movie. Maybe it would be good. What's your go-to? Your tower or tower? Mac. Um, Not sure I understand the question, Millie. When it comes to editing or anything else, like for social media and for writing comments and doing everything except video editing, it's the MacBook because it's super comfortable. I can use it when I'm eating, when I'm watching TV, watching Netflix or whatever. It's wonderful. But editing, like this is only for editing, nothing else. Like, do you know I have no internet connection on this computer? It's true. There's no internet on this computer. The Blue Beast is for video editing only. Uh, because, you try to avoid procrastination. So, that's why I keep this only for editing. But I did this one video a couple of weeks ago, I think, where I compared exporting, um, I, like using my iPhone and using my Blue Beast. And obviously the Blue Beast won, but I was actually very surprised that, no, actually, if I think about it, my iPhone 7 actually won. Obviously, you don't have the advanced tools, and um, it's very simple editing. You can color grade, but it's not the optimal tool for editing videos. Even though I think iMovie and Video Leap are amazing softwares, especially Video Leap, which I cannot say enough positive things about. It's just awesome app. So I can import and export faster than I can on this thing, which is blows my mind. I don't understand how it's even possible. But it's sort of more crude. You can't really color grade on the fly. You have to go into a different app to color grade. So I'm not a big fan of that. Uh, do Macs ever crash? It happens, but I want to say not as often as Windows computers, but I use Windows computers at work, and they don't crash that often. As far as my experience is concerned, like it's not what it used to be. Like I grew up using Windows 95. Computers really could crash a lot in the past. Like today is nothing compared to what it is now. I'm not. It's not that I'm disappointed in how many people showed up to this live stream. It's just that I'm surprised that it's approximately as many people as it was on the test live stream that I did a couple of days ago. That just blows my mind. Um, But I don't know, maybe it's not a good time or something like that. Still, I'm really satisfied that anybody showed up. Like, I think at the most we've been like 8 people on this stream today. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, probably. Yeah, Oliver, you're right. Like computers have become extremely stable over the years. Like, nah, I can't. I'm with you there. Like, I can't remember the last time my computer crashed. The blue screen of death. Do you remember that? Like the Windows 95 computers. Oh my goodness. I even remember the Windows before that, the 3.11, the 3.1. Those those horrible computers. Horrible. Okay, well, you know the interesting thing about Mac computers, and this is a real tip. Like, if you're in the market to get like a Mac computer, like I can really say this from experience. Like, it really doesn't matter which Mac you get really good experience when it comes to video editing on Final Cut Pro and GarageBand. Like these computers are just so super stable, but they're expensive, like insanely expensive. And I've been doing a rant video where I'm just complaining so much about the Pros, the latest MacBook Pros. No USB ports, no SD slots, no shining logo, no magnetic cable. This is magnetic. This is a wonderful invention. Like, watch. Huh? Why remove this? I have no idea. Uh, and it's more expensive than this. This is a late 2013 model. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, if this ever breaks down and I have to buy a new MacBook, I'm gonna find like the last 13 inches like my favorite size. I'm gonna find the last 13-inch MacBook that has a magnetic cable and an SD card slot, because like when I'm editing videos and I have to like I'm not gonna use a dongle every time I'm gonna transfer video files from a camera. That's insane. Disgusting. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about that. Like, what if Jobs was still alive? A lot of people who are Apple fanboys, they're like, Steve Jobs would never allow this. I don't know if you're that much into Apple history, but there was a time when he said that there's never gonna be an iPad Mini, but they sure as hell did release an iPad Mini. He said that a stylus is not the way to go, and yet we have a stylus on the Mac, on the iPads. So that's interesting to me. Like, obviously, the company has changed a lot. I'm not sure if I want to go as far as to say that Steve Jobs was this genius who was flawless. He made mistakes. I mean, boy, did he make a lot of mistakes. But uh, there are certain things that Apple is doing at the moment where I just feel like I have a hard time imagining that Steve Jobs would go up on stage and say that these things are good. I just can't imagine that. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but like when they released the new MacBook Pro, nobody ever said anything about this magnetic cable or you know, the logo disappearing. They just showed the new features and they were like, yeah, it's better. No, it's not. It's disgusting. Kind of upset, actually. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna end it in like 10 minutes or so. If you have any more questions, it would be cool to ask them. My computer does have SSD. It actually has two SSD, and I run them in RAID 0. If you don't know what that is, it is when basically two SSD drives are working together to make them twice as fast. So it's kind of cool. It's a bit overkill, and to be completely honest, when it comes to video editing, they help this much. They don't do that much difference. But I like it when software starts faster. Yeah, you know, Millie, I agree. You know, I also find it amazing, but damn it, every time they have a live stream, I'm there and I'm watching. Like, and you better believe that I'm gonna be on the next live stream and also be watching when they release the new iPhone, especially since I'm getting the new iPhone. I just pray that they're gonna find a way to remove that notch. Like, that notch is just so, it's just in my face. I can't stand the notch. You know, I really hope that they make like a live stream, um, that they improve the live stream capabilities on YouTube so you can have several YouTubers live stream at the same time. It would be kind of cool to see you guys talk, because now it feels like I'm talking, you're just writing. Notch life. Oliver, you still like that notch on your iPhone 10? You know, Steve Jobs, yeah, quite the genius, but man, could he perform a show? Like when he had these iPhone launches and releases, like when he was on stage, people were actually listening. I don't know about you guys, but when I hear Tim Cook, my mind just goes like, I don't want to. This is so rude of me to say. I'm just being honest here, like what I feel. Like it feels that Tim Cook is a businessman, and Steve was something else. Like I don't know how to say it. Like he was more like a visionary. Like he didn't really feel like a business guy. You know what I mean? All the guys who are on these events today, they're like, I just see them as, no offense to old people, but I just see them as old guys in suits, you know, like they're just coming in from their conference, they're going to present something new, they're going to try to pull a Steve Jobs. But the problem is, you know, the only person that I respect at Apple, it's you know, Ivy, that British guy, the one who actually designed most of the Apple products, but he doesn't do that much stage. I think he's kind of an introvert. I get the feeling that he doesn't want to be on stage presenting stuff. He just wants to design. And I'm fine with that. Like, you know, I'm just wondering why he hasn't designed a real new iPhone. Well, no, technically the iPhone 10 is a new design, but that notch, I keep coming back to that notch. I don't know, like in September, and I'm gonna be staring at that notch. I don't know if I'll be able to handle it. I know it's a lot of complaints over a notch on a smartphone, but that's just how I feel. Okay, guys, I'm gonna cut it now. Wanted to thank you so much for stopping by for this little live stream. I will be doing more of these. I don't think I'm gonna do it like weekly, maybe monthly. I'm not sure how I want to handle it because to me, I'm just thinking, I make these long Coffee with Vinny episodes and I want to keep doing those. And I'm thinking I might record them live like I'm doing now and they're still going to get uploaded. So my Coffee with Vinny episodes just, well, that's weird. I guess this is it then. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.